Oil prices have surged more than 50% since February, since the conflict began. The Strait of Hormuz being effectively shut. Analysts are calling it the biggest oil supply shock in history.
I don't think anyone should complain about fuel prices in the UAE.
Sam Blackburn, he's a general manager Nissan at Masaood Automobiles.
We are still one of the cheapest fuel countries in the world.
Any big launch that you'd like to tease?
We've got a lot of exciting things coming.
It's been a big headline. On April 24th, Al Masaood became the first auto dealer in the UAE to move finished passenger vehicles by rail, Fujairah to Etihad with Etihad Rail Freight. The world is currently in the middle of the biggest oil supply shock in history. Talk to any car buyer right now and they're all stressed about rising fuel prices. So what's the outlook for the automotive industry? How is the automotive industry handling this crisis? I have someone with me on the channel today who's going to talk about what they are doing differently to navigate this crisis. We'll be sitting down with Sam Blackburn. He's a general manager Nissan at Al Masaood Automobiles, and he'll be telling us about what Al Masaood is doing differently to come out of this crisis. Sam, welcome to Auto Drive. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Priyanka. Good to be here.
Absolutely. Let's dive right in. You've spent nearly 2 decades in the market. I want to start right there by talking about oil prices. It's a huge headline right now. Oil prices have surged more than 50% since February, since the conflict began. The Strait of Hormuz being effectively shut. Analysts are calling it the biggest oil supply shock in history. What are you seeing on ground? Give me your perspective. What are buyers asking? What's happening in the showrooms as we speak?
So I think regarding the fuel, I don't think anyone should complain about fuel prices in the UAE. We are still one of the cheapest fuel countries in the world. I think we're slightly less than $1, and the average fuel price global is $1.5. So we're well below average. However, consumers obviously are feeling the difference between what it was previously and what it is today, because it is linked to global benchmarks. So there's always going to be an increase. That's what's supposed to happen, if you know what I mean. So, it is a consideration for customers, one of many considerations for purchase. So it will have some effect. The effect it's had is difficult to say for now, because it is kind of a volatile environment, if you will. And all I mean by that is really from day to day, there is a lot of fluctuation, more than usual. But overall, even though in March the market was down 40%, for us, our retail number was relatively stable. And I can say in April, we actually had more inquiries on petrol in April than we did in January.
Wow.
So, the UAE is resilient. We're still carrying on. Keep calm and carry on is what we're doing.
What's actually happening to the car supply chain right now in the Middle East? Tell us about that. And of course, how is Al Masaood navigating all of this?
So we're lucky to have great partners in Nissan and our local office, Nissan Middle East. All manufacturers were faced with a decision when this happened. There will be increased costs to bring in cars to Abu Dhabi now. Do we go ahead and do that, or do we just stop bringing cars altogether? And different manufacturers have made different choices. But we know that customers still need cars. Customers still have families that need mobility, that need to get to school, that need to get around. So Nissan found a way very quickly, I would say, and to bring cars through Fujairah port and other ports in the region. So we found a solution, and as you've probably seen, we have trains of petrols arriving in Abu Dhabi from Fujairah port. Yeah. So we're finding new and innovative ways, and I'm really proud of the team actually for how quick some of those projects have been turned around. Changes and projects that might normally take 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, we did in 6 days, 9 days, 12 days. So that that agility has been fantastic from Nissan and Al Masaood.
Sam, what we just spoke about, I want to elaborate on that in just a bit. Before that, I also want to talk about something else. Let's talk about EVs. I want to talk to you about the Navara Pro. Now, in April, Nissan confirmed that it's going to be bringing a car designed and built in China here to the Middle East. It's going to be called the Navara Pro. It's actually going to be a first for the region. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, I'm really excited to have a pickup. We're adding to the success we already have, so it's a new segment for us. recently. Previously, we had pickups, but it's been a while. So I think it's a great opportunity for growth for us. It is available globally, I think, probably as you've seen in the Nissan Vision, as a petrol, a diesel, and a PHEV, the plug-in hybrid. However, in this region for launch, we will be getting the petrol and the diesel.
What does that mean for the UAE customer going forward?
I think this will be across all customer segments. So our corporate and business partners will have another great tool to use for their businesses. But also, this is a retail car. I mean, it's beautiful. I really like it. And it's going to be providing a new option that people haven't seen for a long time in Nissan, of having a nice retail pickup to be able to use for their daily use. So again, we're adding to our success and just providing another form of mobility to make life easier for our customers.
That's really exciting for the customers, and a huge update coming up. But this segment in particular, sticking with hybrids, is that going to be a huge focus for Nissan in the next 2 years?
I'm not sure what I can say and what I can't, but I mean, we've seen the EV sales from 24 to 25 have cooled. I think that initial adopters phase is perhaps over, and now we're looking at the migration of the masses. And I think that is really down to infrastructure. You know, there is a lot of concerns around infrastructure or range anxiety, for example. This is normal during that process.
Absolutely, yep.
And the plug-in hybrids, especially with the extended range, are a nice answer to that challenge of the crossover between and ICE vehicles to electric vehicles, if you know what I mean. So I really do see that as a way forward for the future. We've seen from Nissan's vision that they have those engines available, and so I hope we see them in the future.
Yeah, I hope so too, and I hope to get a first look.
Yes, absolutely.
A big exclusive. Talking about buying experience and how it's changing across the UAE, let's talk about AI. AI has officially entered the chat. So how is Al Masaood using tech and data to change the buyer's experience?
So we use it in two different ways, and I think we need to look at it in two different ways. AI can increase your efficiency and productivity through automation, through making things easier. And then we also have the customer-facing AI. Now, why do I separate those? Because we are accelerating at a fast rate on the AI that improves our business efficiencies and our business. But I think we have to be careful, everybody has to be careful, about the customer-facing AI. Because it's tempting to just run as quick as you can towards the new technology. But the question we will stop and ask ourselves is, we pride ourselves on delivering excellence now. So we deliver an excellent customer experience. The new technology has to elevate that customer experience. So, I mean, for example, we have a wonderful call center in Al Ain that's filled with mostly UAE national ladies in there. I think it will be a long time before any AI call bot or whatever can provide a better experience than they give, if you know what I mean. So
really, do you still think that? Do you think people are still relying on offline showrooms for buying cars, or is the online space giving them a run for the money?
I think online adds and online can make it easier, but AI will never replace the human touch.
That's good news for all of us.
Yes, I hope so.
All right, Sam, I want to move on and talk about something that everybody is talking about. It's been a big headline. On April 24th, Al Masaood became the first auto dealer in the UAE to move finished passenger vehicles by rail, Fujairah to ICAD, with Etihad Rail Freight. Walk me through that moment. What made it possible?
Well, the moment was incredible. I was instantly 10 years old again, looking at trains, you know, with wonder. It was great. And I've watched the video 100 times, I think. But the important thing is it's not just cool, it's not just fun. It's really important, actually, because it was a very quick and a great collaboration with Etihad Rail to create a solution for a problem that we had. And like I said, this project went from idea to delivered in days,
Wow.
which was incredible. And Etihad Rail guided us through the process and really helped us. And is a very reliable form of transport. So, you know, the alternative to that, to bring a train of cars would probably be 20 trucks, you know, the big trucks you see with kind of 8 cars on.
Right.
But that's 20 drivers. It's an 18-hour trip, actually, a round trip with stops. So you've got 18 drivers with the fatigue and everything of that. So it's great for our people.
Yeah.
It's great for reliability because we know when the cars are arriving, the exact time that they're arriving, and you know, it's reliable. So it's exciting for the future, not just for Al Masaood, but I think for all of automotive, and not just for automotive. I think other high-end, high-value products can be moved in the same way.
Absolutely. Do you think this is the future of automotive logistics in the region for now?
I think it definitely adds to it. I think it's definitely adding value, and it is a great solution that we would consider in the future.
Final question, Sam, before we wrap up this wonderful interview. If we sit down again 12 months from now, what's the one thing you hope you'll be telling me then? Any big launch that you'd like to tease?
We've got a lot of exciting things coming. I think even Espinosa in the Nissan Vision recently announced the Middle East as a high-value region. And one of the exciting things for us here is because of the regulatory environment and our location, we can actually get cars from anywhere in the world. And any of the Nissan vehicles that are produced all around the globe can actually be brought to the UAE and to Abu Dhabi. I think there's 45 different models off the top of my head. Now, we're not going to bring 45 cars,
Yeah.
but what we can do is work with Nissan and our local partners to identify what we have in that portfolio that really fits our customers and what they need, and we can bring them here. And I think you're going to see that over the next 12 months. As I said before, not to replace anything we currently have, but to expand and grow our business into new segments. For example, the pickup is a great example of it. We have the Tekton coming, which has already been officially announced. And my guys are calling that the baby petrol.
Wow.
So that's a type, that's a C segment SUV. So
Right.
a small to medium SUV and a really nice car. So there's more coming beyond that that I can't talk about.
Absolutely.
But you'll be the first to know.
But you heard it here first. So Sam, thank you so much for your time today on Auto Drive. And I hope we get to see the baby patrol soon and on this channel first.
You'll be the first to know.
Thank you.
Thank you.